How to export goods in Cities Skylines 2. Let's get started. So the very first thing you need to know is, are we importing or exporting goods currently? So at the bottom of the screen, hit that city economy icon and go over to the production tab. And as you can see on the screen in front of you, we have a surplus and deficit. The surplus means we have too much, and the deficit means we need to import and bring in. So right now you can see our city, we do have rock and a surplus of it, and we're currently exporting it. So let's get into ways you can export goods in your Cities Skylines city. The number one and most common method to import and export goods in Cities Skylines 2 is by cargo trucks. And what you have to do is you need to create an outside connection by using a road or a train and connect it to the outside part of your city. Now that we have that in place, what we could do is let's click on the trucks themselves. So the cargo trucks come in and out of our city, and they have 21 tons of goods. And as you can see here, we have 21.7 tons of textiles. You can see that on the screen in front of you. Now, what makes trucks so good is that they can go from point A to point B. As you can see here, it will eventually slow down and make a right-hand turn into our industry. Number two is cargo trains in Cities Skylines 2. So here is the cargo train station right in front of you. And as you can see here, we have up to 31,000 tons of storage. It costs $42,000 a month. And you can see we have a ton of different materials that can be stored in the cargo train station. The way you set up cargo lines in Cities Skylines 2 is just like you would do for the passenger train line. What you need to do is create a cargo train line, and what you need to do is click on the cargo train station itself, then click on the outside connection. Once you click the outside connection, we just like a bus line or a passenger train line, we need to complete the actual cargo line itself. There you go, it is completed. So that is how you create a cargo line in Cities Skylines 2. So now let's look at the cargo trains themselves. So first and foremost, they have to come from an outside connection from outside, our Cities Skylines world. And next, you're gonna notice that there's 1,200 tons that on a full train. Right now we have 250 tons, which is not a lot when there's 1,200 tons, but you can see here we have various different items we're importing. From food, beverages, electronics, there's a full range of goods we can import by using a train. So by the way, real quick, remember the 1,200 tons and the trains, and we're gonna keep going through other methods. The third process to export goods in Cities Skylines 2 is using the Cities Skylines cargo airport. Now this cargo airport is set up the same way as a cargo train line. What we need to do is use the cargo line, click on the cargo apron. And what we need to do is, since this is an airport or an airplane, we need to find the outside connection. And there you go, we clicked it right there. And so again, we need to make sure once we click the outside connection, we complete the cargo line. And so make sure you do it to both sides. You can see on the screen in front of you, there's multiple ways we can get cargo airplanes and airplanes in general. There's multiple routes in and out of the city. So now that we have a cargo line in place, you can see here our cargo route is 29.8 kilometers. There's 2 stops and the cargo of 50 tons, which that's really interesting. Remember, our trains can hold up to 1,200 tons. So only 50 is absolutely incredible. And we'll get more into that later on. But as you can see here, I just changed the color of the cargo line. I mean, that's not really that important, I guess, in hindsight. So next, let's get into that. So you can see here is the cargo plane itself, and it can only handle up to 50 tons of goods, which honestly, for how expensive the cargo airplane or airport is, that is not a lot. So they do look cool. The cargo airplanes look really cool, but they can only handle up to 50 tons. I feel like that is a major issue when it comes to exporting and importing goods in Cities Skylines 2. But what a great landing. We almost crashed into 2 other planes. Anyways, Our final means of importing and exporting goods is using the Cities Skylines cargo harbor. As you can see here, there is a giant cargo boat that is coming to dock. So what we need to do to create this cargo line is we need to do the same thing we did with the airplanes. Click on the cargo harbor itself, click on the outside connection, and make sure we complete the actual cargo route itself. So just like the passenger lines, you have to create customized lines in order to get in and out of the city. So as you can see here, the cargo harbor, you're able to import random goods, all assortments of goods. You can see that the line itself is 26.7 miles and 2,000 tons. That's actually really good. So next, let's get into the cargo ships themselves. So as you can see on the screen in front of you, we have 1,000 tons of goods per ship. That is the maximum amount. And you can see here, this ship is full. It's 996 tons out of 1,000. And you can see here, we have a various assortment of goods. So guys, now that you know all 4 means of importing and exporting goods, which one is your favorite to use? Please drop a like and please hit a comment below what your thoughts on importing and exporting in Cities Skylines. Thank you very much.